Now, we would say that the invisible realm. Scientists such as yourself would say the quantum realm. Now, you have the 7 properties of quantum physics. I'm sure you're kind of aware of all of these things.
Can you tell me what a Hilbert space is?
Say what is?
What a Hilbert space is.
No, could you tell me?
Can you tell me what the Schrodinger equation is?
Observation, isn't it?
No, it has nothing to do with observation. In fact, observation is not included at all in the Schrodinger equation.
Schrodinger's cat, isn't it? Is it Schrodinger's cat?
No, the Schrodinger equation. I'm not talking about a cat.
I have no idea.
So the Schrodinger equation is like the fundamental description of how quantum states change. So, like, look, and I mean this with as much respect as all humans deserve. It sounds like you're trying to make it like a documentary on quantum mechanics without knowing the first thing on quantum mechanics. Adam, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can. How's it going?
Perfect. I'm good, mate. I'm really good. Yeah, yourself? Is it Blitz?
It is Blitz, indeed. Well, I'm glad that you're doing all right. So why don't you tell me, do you believe in God?
Yeah, I do.
And which one would that be? Just so I can know where you stand.
The God of the Bible.
Okay, sure. Now, look, so it says I'm an atheist. What would you say is like the most compelling reason you could give me as an atheist to believe what you believe?
Let me set out 3, but only go into the latter one because I think it's more interesting. I would basically start archaeology.
Sure.
And then the text can't produce itself in the Hebrew, the Greek, and the English. It has mathematical patterns in it, yet 40 authors, 66 books. So, but the one that I think your audience and you, because I've been watching your stuff, I really like how your brain works. You seem quite intelligent. Would possibly be understanding the spiritual realm. Now, we would say that the invisible realm. Scientists such as yourself would say the quantum realm. Now, you have the 7 properties of quantum physics. I'm sure you're kind of aware of all of these things. Now, I'm producing...
No, what 7 properties?
Let me just go through them. Okay, so you have superposition.
Mm-hmm.
This is how you get supercomputers. One particle can do multiple things at once. So, am I on stage? Yeah, I am on stage. So I can turn left, I can turn right, I can jump up, I can do down. I can't do them all at the same time. But in the invisible realm, things can do multiple things at once. That's where we're using quantum computers from. So that's what wave-particle duality is a very interesting.
Let me write these down. So you have superposition is number 1. So go ahead.
Superposition, wave-particle duality, entanglement.
All right. Sorry, my keyboard's kind of loud, but go ahead. I'll mute myself.
Quantization, the uncertainty principle, quantum tunneling, and the observer effect. I'm sure you've heard of the double slit experiment.
So, and you called these what, the 7 somethings?
Principles. So you have Newtonian physics. I'm sure you're aware of Newtonian physics.
Mm-hmm.
For the audience, that's just time, space, and matter, and how we operate in those kind of things, isn't it? If we speak quite plainly, I have no formal education in any theology or sciences. I just love to learn. But when we go into the invisible realm, i.e. the non-physical realm, we can't take those physics that we use for the made realm to the invisible realm. The world operates completely differently.
Now, you're saying the invisible realm, but you listed quantum mechanics, quantum physics stuff. Are you saying that the invisible realm is the quantum realm?
Yeah.
But so we can see quantum stuff.
Make the visible. No, we can through observation. This is where I've asked about the double slit experiment.
Well, wait a minute. So it is like visible. So how is it invisible?
Okay, so you're familiar. Young did. I can't remember his first name. In 1801, Thomas Young. Thank you. Thomas Young in 1801 did the double slit experiment, and when we don't observe something,
so to be clear, he didn't do that. He didn't do the whole observer, not observer thing.
Who did?
That was Alain Aspect in the 1970s. Thomas Young did the classical double slit experiment where he showed that light is a wave. He just took sunlight and he shined it through the double slit, and then he got the interference pattern. He didn't do the stuff with the observer. He didn't do any of that.
I will have to go and verify that you sound correct. I love being wrong because it means I've learned something.
So it would be kind of surprising if Thomas Young did the quantum observer, if Thomas Young did the quantum double slit experiment in the 1800s, and then it took us, till the 1920s or something to even like that. That would be a little bit surprising. So it kind of makes sense.
I agree. I'm doing my best that I can to try and validate the logic. My documentary is called God's Logic, showing the non-contradictions between quantum physics and how it's operating, and how the triune God of the Bible is operating.
So would you say that you have like a good understanding of like quantum physics?
No, because anyone that thinks they understand quantum physics doesn't understand quantum physics.
That may have been true 70 years ago. That's not true anymore. That may have been true 70 years ago.
I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I think the one that caught my attention recently is the W wave at Kyoto University. They found three photon packets quantumly entangled, one essence, three distinctions. So we have a working model in the invisible realm of what the Christians would say. I'm not saying that God is those three photons. I'm saying we have a working model.
Just to be clear, photons are by definition not invisible.
No, they come into. We're talking about the wave, and then the observer effect makes them.
I'm just talking about photons. Photons are the only things that are visible.
Okay, they become packages, don't they?
So photons are visible, right? Like that's how we see. That's what seeing is.
I understand that, but it's our observation that collapses the potential, doesn't it? The double slit experiment.
If you asked like a random quantum physicist, would you think that they would say that the human consciousness has anything to do with it?
I don't care what they say.
Okay,
I don't listen to
like if you were to ask like physicists in general, you'll find that like 94%, and I have a survey that can back this up, 94% will say that human consciousness is not involved at all in quantum mechanics.
Okay, so what is collapsing the wave?
Interaction.
Okay, interaction
Actually,
with
like 25% of physicists don't even think that the wave function collapses at all. And then there are other views that say that the wave function. Sorry,
because I'm studying this field.
I have surveys.
Okay, cool. I would love to have. Do you have anywhere I can look? Because I want to see.
Yeah, let me pull it up.
What quantum is brilliant. So the W wave seems to be mimicking what the Christians have said. I'm not saying that God is three photons in the invisible realm. And then I think it was 2022, Russian physicists made matter from a lattice of light. Are you familiar with this one?
No. Well, sorry, give me just one sec.
No,
it was a new survey. Quantum interpretations. This was recent. This was like a few months ago. The thing about the interpretations of quantum mechanics. Let me see if I can pull it up really quick. It was in Nature, but Nature is unfortunately okay. I think I can find it. Here we go. No, it's still being blocked. I just need this. Is it this one? Okay, this is the actual survey question. Okay, hold on. This is a blog, but it should have a link to the actual... Does it have a link to the actual paper? Come on. Okay, here's a Phys article. I just want the DOI number. Just give me the DOI number, please. Oh, here's the DOI number. Found it. Sorry. I should put this in my notes page, by the way. Oh, I will put this in my notes page. For those who want to become members or Patreon patrons or whatever, you can actually go get access to these by being that thing. All right, and now it's being blocked by India. Anyway, so let's say that that's not true. I mean, like I have the DOI number. I'll find it later, but I don't want to waste time. Suppose it's not true. Suppose that 40% say that its consciousness is involved, for example. If that's the case, I mean, if it's... Look, so generally, I think it's probably pretty reasonable to listen to what the people educated on the topic say and take them seriously.
Yeah, but what I'm doing in my documentary is I'm showing what quantum physics is demonstrating in the exams, then backing it up with the technology to show the audience this is real. Because it's very hard to explain to the layman.
You wouldn't say that you understand quantum mechanics, though.
I don't think we can fully understand quantum mechanics.
Of course you can. Take a few undergrad courses in the subject, and then take a few grad courses in the subject, and you'll be fine.
I do. Stanton Open University. I've been studying it for 3 years. I just don't think that we can fully.
Can you tell me what a Hilbert space is?
Say what is?
What a Hilbert space is.
No, could you tell me? Maybe I do.
Yeah,
just go for it.
It's a complete inner product space that can be infinite dimensional.
Yeah, of course, everything's infinitely dimensional when there's no time space.
It's a complete inner product space. It's a type of vector space. The type of vector space that's a complete inner product space. It's an abstract mathematical space where vectors can live, and it's complete, meaning that, it means that sequences of things terminate at their limit, and the limit is part of the space. And it's an inner product space, meaning that there's an inner product on the space, which means that you can multiply two different vectors and get a number out. But like this is like the bottom. This is like the most fundamental object in quantum mechanics. So like,
is theory or is it demonstrated?
This is like when you're in your first course on quantum mechanics, this is the thing that you will learn about. This is what wave functions are. This is where wave functions live.
Okay, I understand wave functions and the different shapes and what energy
exist in Hilbert spaces. And so I'm just a little bit skeptical.
The shapes of what the atom is going to, the probability of where it's going to be. They can change shape, can't they? They're generally like flower shaped. Does that make sense?
I think that you might be a little lost here.
That's your opinion. You've lost me as well. So I'm trying my best.
So could you tell me what the Schrodinger equation is?
Observation, isn't it?
No, it has nothing to do with observation. In fact, observation is not included at all in the Schrodinger equation.
Schrodinger's cat, isn't it? Is it Schrodinger's cat?
No, the Schrodinger equation. I'm not talking about a cat.
I have no idea.
So the Schrodinger equation is like the fundamental description of how quantum states change. So, like, look, and I mean this with as much respect as all humans deserve. It sounds like you're trying to make it like a documentary on quantum mechanics without knowing the first thing on quantum mechanics. So
I'm trying my best.
And I understand that there are like
you understand quantum entanglement and superposition.
Yeah, I have a PhD in physics.
You asked me what those were, and that's sort of the only thing that I've looked into: quantum entanglement, superposition, and quantum boring. You know, there's lots of these things that Christ seemed to be demonstrating in the scriptures and in the fathers.
Here's what I would say. So if the argument that you're trying to make for God relies on quantum mechanics, which understandably is not something that you have a good understanding of, it shouldn't be the argument that you should make.
I think I was trying to be humble. I think I'm trying to be humble and only go with what I know and build it up off scripture.
But if you're trying to go with what you know, don't use physics. Don't use quantum physics then, because it's not something that like if you go talk to a grad student in physics who's taken a quantum mechanics course, they will know the subject.
Do the quantum physicists say they understand how they're getting the end result? They build technology using it, but do they understand it? Do we understand quantum computers?
Yeah.
Okay, can you explain a quantum computer?
So a quantum computer is basically a large state space of qubits. Those qubits can be either entangled or not, and you can apply unitary operations to them. You can use lasers for certain kinds of quantum computers. Those are the ones I'm most familiar with. I'm not familiar with the other non-laser based ones. But you can use these lasers that are in certain, basically the laser pulses are in certain configurations to apply unitary operators to magnetic or electric qubits. And then those qubits can perform computations based off of the unitary operators that you're applying. Like these are well understood things. This has been well understood since the 90s.
Demonstrated and understood are two different things. I just
explained how they work.
Blitz, I'd love to ask you a question because this is what
sure.
Do you know scripture? Because it seems like you grew up Christian.
I have not read the Bible. I did not grow up Christian. I've not read the Christian Bible, I should say. I've read the Hebrew Bible several times over.
Are you from a Jewish background?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm Kohen. I'm just speaking to my family in Israel, half family in Israel.
Okay.
So from the lineage.
So I would be if my mother was not my mother and instead my father. But you know how that goes.
Cool. Well, my grandmother married someone else that she shouldn't, so I can't go back that way. So I've lost my claim to the priestly class, and I never grew up with the faith, but I study the text, and I prefer the Old Testament. I think it's more interesting. I just the more thing just to do with the archaeology, Sodom and Gomorrah's there, Noah's Ark seems to be there.
It's certainly interesting, but like, look, just to put a bow on it, it seems like.
Well, can you show a contradiction?
Could I show a contradiction in the quantum mechanics stuff? Yeah, go ahead.
No. Forget what I know, mate. Honestly, I'm not putting myself forward as the ambassador of physics.
Okay, but then don't do it. Don't make a documentary involving it.
Can you show the contradictions between the triune God of the Bible when he appears through a locked door, or when Jesus goes onto the boat and immediately is at shore, or Philip is translated from the Ethiopian eunuch to Gaza and Azeroth? So we see that as quantum tunneling immediately, no action.
How is that quantum tunneling?
Was going through a locked door, isn't it? It's a physical matter.
Well, I think that it was made up. I don't think that happened.
You could suggest that one, because that's only based on humans. There's no way of testing it. If you go to the archaeology on the grand scale, this is where you can test things. So if I said to you, I'm wearing a grey T-shirt, and someone said to you, I'm wearing a pink T-shirt, how do you know what T-shirt I'm wearing?
Well, I mean, either I wouldn't, if all I have is just whatever people say, or I would have a photograph and I would look.
Okay, cool. So you look. What I'm saying is we observe.
Yeah. So archaeological evidence is great. I would love archaeological evidence of any miracles.
Have you? I'd love to have you on my YouTube channel. We could maybe go through Sodom and Gomorrah. I think is one of the greatest ones. God said, I'll do a hypothesis for you. If God said he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah with brimstone and fire, burnt the city to ash, nothing would grow inside of the boundaries, and he would salt the earth. No vegetation would grow inside the boundaries, and he would leave it there as a testament, and turned a woman into a pillar of salt. Leave it there as a testament. What evidence from what the story I've said would you expect to find if the Bible was true?
What evidence would I expect to find? I would expect to find like a woman-sized pillar of salt, probably.
Yeah.
Right? I would expect to find, well, that's probably it. I mean, probably it besides things that could be caused naturally, right? Like kinds of things like meteor impacts are things that can happen naturally. So if we're looking for evidence of something that like couldn't happen naturally, then you'd probably need like a woman-shaped sized pillar of salt, right?
Okay. Woman-sized shaped pillar of salt. Remember I said brimstone and fire burn the city to ash.
So I'm familiar with what you're talking about. So I know that there is a speculation that like Sodom and Gomorrah, or Sodom anyway, may have been destroyed by a meteor impact, which left behind sulfur remains. And that's the origin story for the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. That's a plausible naturalistic explanation.
Okay.
If it was divine, then where's the woman made of salt?
Well, the woman made of salt's on the outside of the city.
Well, no, there's a rock pillar that's like 60 feet tall. That's not a woman. Yeah, I've seen this. Yeah, I've seen that. I've heard about this.
Have you looked at the evidence of the limestone that's been heated up to a certain temperature, there's the swells in it, and they're all in the shape of the city? When the lime, so through chemistry, I'm not.
I didn't need an explanation. I just wanted you to repeat it because I couldn't hear it.
Through chemistry, when certain elements are heated, they change their composition.
Sure.
So limestone, when it's heated to a certain temperature, turns into something else. You have these wave patterns. So the lines of the city, you're talking streets, roads, doors, windows, all these geometric shapes you would expect from a giant city, are all there, turned into ash with balls of 99.
I don't think that they've found ruins at the location. Maybe they have. Maybe I just am not familiar with it. But like,
if I was to, I would love to invite you on. I think if you are looking for the truth, and the truth is not subjective, I would love to invite you on to maybe pour through the physical evidence and you give your explanation, and then we will just stay silent because the evidence kind of speaks for itself. Would you be up for that?
Just as, I mean, like we can talk about it later, I guess. We're kind of doing it right now. So is there evidence of like a human-shaped sized woman of salt? Okay.
Yeah, but I wouldn't go to that one. I'd go to the cities.
Well, but the cities could have been destroyed by a naturalistic process, right? That's the issue.
But then you'd look the opposite way. You look for fissures and volcanoes, and they're not around. In the north, there is a fissure, but we don't see that recorded.
I'm not talking about volcanoes. I'm talking about a meteor impact.
I understand what you're talking about in a meteor impact, but meteor impact's not made of sulfur. There's 90%.
Meteor impacts, meteors can have sulfur in them, and heating of natural stone can produce sulfur balls.
And there's no impact crater.
There's no impact crater for a lot of things, especially if it was an airburst.
Okay. I mean, I'd love you to pour over the information.
Look, the reason I ask is because all of these things, like this notion that like, oh, we found this sulfur stuff, we found like evidence of like an airburst, that pointed people towards, oh, maybe this is what caused the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. So if you want to say that there's some divine reason behind it, you need to provide evidence that something could not have happened naturally, like a woman made of salt.
We'd layer it up. We'd continue layering up. So it talks about the ground being salted and the meteor impact. It must be a very clever meteor impact because there was 5 cities. Zohar was spared, 2 smaller places, and Sodom and Gomorrah, which is we generally refer to.
I'm actually not familiar with evidence of any of them besides Sodom.
There's Sodom and Gomorrah.
No, like I think that like there's like a view that like maybe there was like an airburst that blew up one city, and that's the only thing that we have evidence that ever happened.
Outside the city, what we don't see is these sulfur balls. It's the entrance to the city and in the city and the boundaries of the city. We only see it occurring inside, which is unusual for an airburst.
I don't think that we have that precise knowledge of this stuff. Like,
oh no. Because you can visit it. It's not it's a statement. It's not an opinion.
But these are not like Roman ruins, right?
No, they're not. They're
these are not like intact.
No. They still hold their structures. This is the crazy thing about it.
Okay, what's the name of the place that you're referring to? Because maybe we're talking about different places.
Have you? I mean, could I share screen and maybe pull it up, or I don't know how to.
You could just tell me the name of it.
Ron Wyatt Discoveries 2022, and it's the first bit.
Sorry, what? So I can't. You can't play videos here.
Oh, okay, no worries.
So is there like what's the name of the location?
Sodom.
I mean, like is it Bab Edra? Is it like Tal El? There's another one. Tal El Hammam. Numera. Like what's?
I don't know the name of it
because like these have like local names. These locations have local names, and they weren't the names of these locations and like south of the Dead Sea are not Sodom and Gomorrah.
There's no civilization for miles in these areas, but there's like 4K, 8K drones.
So the sulfur balls that you're referring to were found at Tal El Hammam, right?
Maybe yes. If they were found, 99.6% pure sulfur. It's not found on Earth.
That's an archaeological site. It's in Jordan.
No, it's not in Jordan. It's north. No, that's the Muslim. They tried to get you away from it. No, it's not there.
Like Tel El Hammam is in Jordan, right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I debate Muslims. They try and claim that is the location to take you away from the real evidence. So that is not what I'm talking about.
This is where the sulfur balls were found.
You're looking into the wrong thing. I've looked into what you're looking into before. I'm not describing that place.
So which place are you describing?
Okay, if you were to type in to yourself and visually, you can look. If you don't bring up videos, brilliant. I would type in Ron Wyatt, RONWYAT.
Oh no, you're not citing Ron Wyatt, are you?
Why not? I'm looking at his evidence.
He's a pseudoarcheologist. He just makes shit up.
Well, the evidence speaks for itself.
No, he doesn't. The evidence is not real. It's literally fabricated.
Okay, so what I'm trying to ask you a question is quite simply here, and I want to see the bias say. I'm looking at the evidence and not explaining it, saying the text says this.
So what's the evidence? Can you cite an actual archaeologist and not Ron Wyatt?
Why would I need to cite an actual archaeologist?
Because you should cite a scientist, not like some discredited like author.
You can buy politicians, can't you?
What?
People buy politicians, don't they?
We're not talking about politicians.
Well, can people buy scientists or archaeologists?
Yeah, so are you assuming all scientists have been bought?
No, don't be silly.
So find me a single scientist, like an actual archaeologist
Well,
who agrees with this claim.
I don't actually trust men, so I pour through the evidence myself.
Well, no, but so look, there's an issue here. If the evidence is legitimate, then you would expect to have at least one archaeologist actually agreeing with this. So where's the one archaeologist that agrees with this?
I can get scientists to agree and disagree with anything. You understand that you're based.
Find me the one. Then do it.
No, but you understand from your perspective, you're basing your opinion on other men's opinions. I'm
basing my opinion on scientific consensus. You said that you were bringing up archaeological
data. Why
would
I base on scientific consensus, mate?
Because neither you nor I are archaeologists, and so the people who are most likely to be correct about archaeology are going to be archaeologists.
Do you think you're intelligent?
Sure.
Would you say, okay, cool. So I actually think that I'm not stupid. Sometimes I play a bit stupid to just have a long conversation, build into these things, and state facts that people can test, so that when someone says, I will die on this hill, and the things that I've been talking about, your audience has now gone, I could go check that one out. Okay? So I actually trust my own eyes and coming over the evidence. I tried to disprove the Bible 7 years ago.
Do you believe Ron Wyatt when he said that he found Jesus' blood?
I don't. You can't test it, but I don't trust. I don't attack the man. I look at the evidence.
Okay, so then where can I find the evidence? Where's like the published, peer-reviewed evidence that I can go find?
What do you
mean?
That I can go look at? There is a city there you can go.
Okay, have you been there?
No.
Okay, so then where are you getting this evidence from?
I've got eyes.
Okay, so where are you looking? Are you looking at it in a YouTube video? Is that the source here?
What's wrong with that?
A YouTube video is generally like there are YouTube videos that show the Earth is flat.
What's wrong with watching YouTube videos?
There are YouTube videos that show the Earth is flat. There are YouTube videos that show that aliens visited. There are YouTube videos of Bigfoot. Does this mean that like why are you relying on YouTube videos?
2 seconds. There's lots of ways you can film things. I'm looking at someone with a camera walking around the area.
And how are you verifying that he is where he says he is? How are you verifying that these weren't placed there beforehand? How are you verifying any of this?
It doesn't matter where it is. The evidence actually matches up with
if it's in Utah, of course it matters.
What I'm saying is the evidence matches up where it is.
No, how have you checked that?
Okay, you're saying
you
these
believing
things.
The YouTube video creator? I thought you didn't believe men.
No, but I'm looking at the visual things and matching it up with my eyes. Exactly what they're doing. I have the same tools.
So look, you're watching a YouTube video and you're watching a YouTube video. They're pointing at the ground and they're saying, it's like, oh, there's a sulfur ball here. How did you verify it was a sulfur ball? How did you verify that they're where they are? How did you verify that those weren't placed there beforehand? How did you verify that the first shot where they show the ruins of the city are in the same place as the second shot where they're zoomed in on the ground with the sulfur? Like, there's 100 things that you can't check.
Perfect. Do you do that same thing for other men?
I rely on peer-reviewed sources. That's why, because peer-reviewed sources seem to give us reliable ways at coming to true conclusions about the world around us. That's why I don't rely on YouTube videos.
Does science change?
Of course it does.
Okay. Has that science ever been wrong? Peer-reviewed papers ever been wrong?
Sure, absolutely.
Have you ever gone over something, believed something, and changed your opinion?
Yes. Literally yesterday.
Perfect. Cool. Like I said to you, I'll check it out. I'm not posing that I know everything. I tried to disprove the Bible at 30. I'm autistic. All I ever do is study. It's like I love studying. So I went to the basics of name, place, person, documented inside and outside the Bible. So when someone says Sodom and Gomorrah is here, I go to the scriptures. That's a statement. Here's the evidence. And does it match? What tools do I have to use? When given these tools, I'm looking at the evidence and go, yeah, it appears that way. Am I there when they test the sulfur balls and say, this level of sulfur isn't concentrated, but I see them light it on fire? I can't test that. I'm not there. I haven't got time to do those things.
I actually... Sorry to interrupt. So I thought that the sulfur ball thing was like pretty well agreed upon, but apparently, like, this is the only places that talks about like there being sulfur balls. Like, this is not like something that archaeologists agree on. This is like stuff that you'll find on YouTube videos and like Quora and on Bible, like Christian websites. Like, this isn't something like, there was a paper that came out about Tel El Hammam, like, a decade ago or something like this, and it was retracted because it was bad science.
Jordan isn't what you're talking about. Jordan's in the north of Israel. It's in the south.
No, so what I'm saying is, it's not even clear to me that there's like ruins with sulfur balls in them. Period. That's not even clear to me at all.
You're going to Tel El Hammam, which is in Jordan.
No. I'm just talking in general, right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you're going to somewhere where it isn't, and then you're looking at that evidence and its retraction. No, I'm going to the primary sources and saying, hey, to the audience, I'd say, hey, Ron Wyatt discoveries 2022. They could go check it out. And then
you're misunderstanding me.
Okay, correct me.
My point is that not only is it not at Tel El Hammam, which is where like the original scientific claim was made, that paper was retracted because it was apparently bad science. It's not anywhere.
Oh, have you looked at the evidence?
I'm looking at it right now. The only places I can find that are even mentioning it are Bible sites and YouTube videos.
Okay, so in the YouTube video, do they walk around it in cameras and 8K drones? And are there thousands of them in the same place?
I don't take YouTube videos as scientific evidence. I'm sorry. I'm looking for if this was real. If this was real, I would expect at least one scientist, one archaeologist to have written about it. There are none. I can't find any.
Visually.
How do we know where they are? How do we know that they are what they said they are? Like there's so many issues with just trusting a YouTube video.
Do you remember when I told you about my pink t-shirt?
Sure.
Yeah, but it's not pink, it's grey.
Sure.
Because you can look at it.
Look, so is it not strange to you that not a single archaeologist is agreeing with you that there is sulfur balls at some ruined site in southern Israel? Is that not strange at all?
No, because I know that the world is trying to cover up the Bible.
There are Christian archaeologists. Why aren't they defending this?
People dedicate their entire lives to trying to disprove the Bible.
There are Christian archaeologists. Why aren't they defending this?
Well, why does it need to be defended? Do the Christian archaeologists show the images of the thing in the paper?
No. I'm not seeing any archaeologists, Christian or not, that actually defend this view. That defend that there are sulfur balls at some ruined ancient town. I'm not finding any of that.
Okay, congratulations. Which do you think is easier to do for the audience? For the audience, I know you may not, ever come to actually go and test things for yourself and trust your own eyesight. But do you think that the audience could use their brain and go, he's made a statement, the Bible's made a statement saying it is here, we can test it, and then go and test it themselves?
Well, do you think that someone... To be clear, neither you nor I tested it ourselves, right?
No, of course, no. I haven't got enough money. I go to work. I haven't got enough money to go fly on a plane and go in the middle of the desert, get a Jeep and drive down where this is. I haven't got enough money to do that.
Right. So right now you're believing YouTube videos, and I'm saying there's no archaeologists that have done this.
I'm believing visual evidence.
Visual evidence. Look, okay. You will if you look for a YouTube video. I can go show you a YouTube video that shows that there are that Bigfoot is real, right?
Congratulations. I don't care.
Does that mean that Bigfoot's real?
Is it very difficult to fake a huge city of millions of people turned into ash with balls of sulfur lining it all the way through? No vegetation.
Okay, so you're telling me that there's huge cities of people. Okay, what's okay? You know what? Now I gotta see it. Okay, what's the YouTube video? I'll look it up. I'm not gonna play it because I can't.
Perfect.
I'll look it up. I hope that there are cities that there are people turned to ash. Yeah, what's the name of the YouTube video?
No, people would have dissolved. It's Ron Wyatt discoveries 2022. We're just going to look at the evidence. Forget the person, because I know lots of people.
Wait a minute. I thought you said, just to be clear, I thought you said that there were people turned to ash.
People would have been melted. We're talking about
why did you say that people turned to ash then?
The city had been turned to ash.
I'm pretty sure you said the people were turned to ash, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, so what's the timestamp?
It's the first video. It starts straight in on there.
Yeah, but what's the what's, because it's like a 50-minute video.
2 minutes into it.
Okay, so the 2 minutes into it, they're talking about Jericho.
Oh, you know the full 1 to 2 hours long. Ron Wyatt discoveries.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so brilliant. Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Okay, so here we are. I can't listen to it either. So I'm seeing some grainy shaky footage of some desert.
You can do 4K now because as people go around it, you go to drones.
Okay, so now there's some pictures. Can I even turn the quality up? Yeah, I'll turn it up to 1080. That's fine. There's some like kind of blurry pictures. Now we're driving through a desert. There's a guy. There's another guy with a picture. There's more pictures. There's a picture of a mountain, and then they superimpose a city on it. Sus. Then there's some more pictures of like some wiggly rocks. There's some more pictures. Sorry?
Well, you can't show them. Carry on watching. I think it's interesting.
Okay, so now there's a guy. Now there's a blurry video of a guy holding a rock and putting it in a bag. There's another. Now there's a picture of a rock sitting on some stone that, like, it's like a white rock. Presumably this is sulfur. And now there's a video of that rock melting on what looks like concrete. And now there's another picture of the same rock zoomed out. Let me just show people, like I won't play the video, but I'll just show people what it looks like, just so people can know what I'm seeing.
Cool.
So this is the sulfur. This is like what we're seeing. It's just like this shot of like the single sulfur thing in the rock, right? Now let's keep going. Oh, and then here's another bit with a whole bunch of sulfur balls. But this is like in a container. Yeah.
People sell those. They go.
Let's keep going forward. Now here's a bit of probably Ron Wyatt digging something out of a piece of dirt. And now he's holding the thing. Let me see if I can get a good picture. Here's him holding the thing he dug out, and it's like some sort of stone of some kind. And then that's not even Ron Wyatt, I don't think. I think it's just some other guy. Now this guy is lighting something on fire on the stone. It's not clear. Oh, let's see. So here, I can't play the video, but let me just kind of skip through. So here we have a guy, and then he's holding up a lighter to a thing that's in the rock, and then it melts. So that could be sulfur in the rock.
Yeah.
And then there's another witness of a guy who's finding some rocks, and he just basically did the same thing. And it seems like I'm just skipping through really quick. It seems like that's basically it. I've seen like a total of 3 rocks actually in the ground that look like sulfur balls. I'm not seeing. Yeah, go ahead.
No worries. Have you gone to the structure of the city where you can see the roads? The whole place is massive. It's very easy to see natural formations like mountains, that kind of stuff, and then square buildings with windows and doors and
okay. So this kind of sounds exactly like what I was. This kind of sounds like exactly what my issue was. So like we saw one picture of a sulfur ball in some rock matrix. Then we saw 2 videos of some guys lighting something on fire in a rock, and it looked like it kind of melted. So that is evidence of 3 sulfur balls, one of which we have no idea where it is. Actually, we don't have any idea where any of them are, but maybe the 2 people are in the place that they say they are. And that's it. This isn't fields of sulfur balls. This isn't obviously a city. Like this is not good evidence.
Two seconds. It's not great evidence because you've only shown one aspect of it. If you
I just skimmed through these entire 17 minutes.
Hang on, Blitz. To the audience, just so I can kind of get a judge of your character, are there videos that go back and show you the actual structure of a city?
In this, yes or no? in like this 17-minute bit?
Yeah.
There are definitely, like, I can even show this. Like, there's this. Like, people definitely lived here. I don't know if this is a city.
Well, I mean, they could zoom out, but the whole thing is a city. The shape is a city.
Like people lived here. This looks like people lived in like a rockside cave. Like this looks like a natural thing, right? These look artificial. These look natural. Like some of these things over here, these things could be artificial. This looks natural. This looks natural. This looks natural. Let's go back to earlier where they were doing this as well. This just looks like a stone, not like this just looks like a stone wall, not like a artificial thing. Like almost all of this looks artificial. Like all of this looks like natural. Nothing looks like it's man-made.
I didn't say that. Okay.
Like this it just looks like normal cliffs. So like, I mean, like there's evidence that like some people lived here, but I don't know if I would call it a city. And there's like no evidence of like destruction. There's no evidence that at all that was presented of like these sulfur balls being all over the place. Like, is this what convinced you?
Well, yeah, and then I'd build on top of that one. So what I would do as a logical thinking man is I'd say, that's very interesting. I'd look into it for myself, and then once I have one of them, you understand the Bible is like a map. You have 50,000 archaeological digs in 30,000 areas to this day. So when I find one, I'd scratch my head and go, hang on, that crazy Christian person.
Wait a minute, just to be clear.
Many people follow
just to be clear,
book. I'm not finished.
Yeah, go ahead. Fine. I just don't want to
go,
pivot
that's
off
very
of Sodom and
interesting.
Gomorrah.
It makes me scratch my head, and then I'd go and look at another one, and I'd keep progressing, just going, hang on, this is one story. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just a natural phenomenon. I don't think it is. It's ridiculous to suggest it when you've actually watched the evidence in full. Then I would progress to another one, and then I would build my faith and go, hang on, this is a statement. This is how I test things historically. The Bible says it. It says it's over here. This is the evidence I think he'd show. Then I go, look at the evidence. Does it match up? And I build it place on place until I have enough evidence to go, okay, now I've established that this book is a historical book. I would then want to read the content of the book. That's how it's a very big book. I don't want to waste my life on these things. So I would just establish truth first. Is it talking about real events? And do people outside at the time document the stories that happened there? So a circular argument is very simple, isn't it? The Quran has loads of them.
Adam,
we say it's true.
So before we move off of Sodom and Gomorrah, is there anything in that video that could not have been explained without a divine intervention?
You have to look at the opposite way. I like what you're suggesting here. So you have to look at naturalistic explanations. You would have
are there any naturalistic explanations for the things that they see in that video?
You look at the opposite ways, don't you? No. When you do the real research, there's no fish around there, there's no documentation of a meteor just blasting inside the area.
Origins of native sulfur ball from the, it's a Taiwanese word, hydrothermal field offshore northeast Taiwan, evidence from trace and rare earth element compositions. They're finding sulfur balls that are 97 to 98% pure, or to 99% pure. Like, these are things that can occur naturally.
Could they show me it? I've never seen it.
Yeah, I just showed you.
When was the paper released? I've never seen it.
It's 2011.
What was the date?
It's 2011.
Evidence of trace rare earth elements. Okay, cool. I'd love to see them.
Like, so very interesting. Sulfur balls seem like that they can arise naturally.
Yeah, sulfur balls. Well, no, sulfur does, not sulfur balls.
No, these are sulfur balls.
Can you show me a picture of them?
In the text itself, it says native sulfur ball.
I can type a text.
This is an academically published paper. Like,
I don't care what it says. People lie. The world is evil.
You're right. People lie, like Ron Wyatt.
No, you're attacking Ron Wyatt, not his evidence.
You just attacked these people saying that they're lying.
He's a man. I'm fallible. You're fallible. People lie. They have agendas. But I would look at his evidence and regardless who found it. It's a stupid way to do research. It's disingenuous. I would say, okay.
Who found it? Zhigong Zhang, Chentung A Chen, Zhu Bo Yin, Zhu Ying Zhang, Zhao Yuan Wang, Gualu. Like, it's just random archaeologists, my guy.
Cool.
So
great, I've not seen it.
So like they're lying, and Ron Wyatt is definitely telling the truth. Is what it sounds
like. Ron Wyatt's
like.
Presenting the evidence to the public.
No, he didn't. He like. Okay. Do you think that you can lie with videos? Oh, by the way, here are the sulfur balls. Here's the pictures, by the way.
Congratulations. That's yellow. That's lower sulfur.
No, this is like 99%.
It says it's 99. Have you studied sulfur before?
Have you? Sulfur is yellow. Yeah, pure sulfur is pure yellow.
No, it's got loads of trace elements in it to make it yellow. The purer it gets, the whiter it gets.
Hold on.
I have studied this area.
I mean, I just don't think that's true. But
that's your opinion.
Okay, I don't think it's my opinion. There's a Wikipedia article. That is pure crystalline sulfur.
Okay.
In fact, I bet you if I did a Control F, oops, did not mean to do that. I bet you if I did a Control F for yellow, we would find elemental sulfur is a bright yellow crystalline solid at room temperature. I don't know if you can see this. Like, that's pure elemental sulfur. Has nothing to do with impurities. It's yellow.
Elemental being coming from the earth.
Elemental meaning it's pure. Sulfur is an element, right? It's an element on the periodic table. Elemental sulfur is just pure elemental, meaning that that's the only element present, sulfur.
You may be right. You may be right.
I thought you looked into this. Like, this is the third time that you've said that you've looked into something and then you've just been wrong about it.
60% and 70% the purity of sulfur found occurring naturally on the earth and volcanoes. We don't have anything else.
The pictures that I showed you are 97 to 99% pure.
97. Okay, congratulations. Okay,
those are found in Taiwan, naturally occurring. Unless you think they'll rain down sulfur in Taiwan.
Why do you not believe the Bible to be true?
Sorry?
Why do you believe the Bible not to be true?
Because there are things that it says in it that are false.
Okay. What if you may have issues with what God says is good and bad. Are you aware of the mathematical patterns inside the Bible?
I'm sure you're about to tell me about them, so go ahead.
Okay. There's a heptatic structure underneath them. Have you heard of Ivan Panin?
I have no idea what that word means, or if that's a person.
It's a sevenfold structure. It's a sevenfold structure.
I've never heard of this.
Okay. So inside the text of the King James Bible, the Hebrew and the Greek, we see patterns underneath them. So from the lineage of Matthew from 1 to 11, everything's divisible by 7 to 49 times.
Okay.
So the number of nouns, the number of women, the number of men, the number of all these things are divisible by 7. It continues.
Okay.
It's very interesting. Well, man can't produce that.
Sure they can.
Have you studied it?
These are just numbers. People can produce patterns with numbers. What's the issue?
For the audience, is a guy called Ivan Panin, a Russian mathematician. Went to Harvard, escaped Russia, and produced papers on it. Ivan Panin. Ivan Panin. Code in.
I'm sorry. One more time. I was typing something else. So it's IVANPA. Okay.
N-I-N.
Yeah. So Ivan Panin, and this is something about like he was a Russian translator.
The mathematics in Matthew. Chuck Misler.
Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure he wasn't a mathematician. He was a translator.
Oh, no. Ivan Panin, mathematics, Bible codes, and type in Chuck Misler. Chuck.
Oh, Ivan Panin. Okay, there was an Ivan Panin who was. Oh wait, no. There is an Ivan Panin who's a mathematician, but he does algebra, algebraic geometry, and algebraic K theory. That's probably not the person you're referring to.
Well, just put Chuck Misler next to it because he kind of.
Sorry, what's his name? Chuck.
Chuck Misler, Misler.
Okay, beloved numerologist. Okay, so okay, so we're looking for this. So I found a blog. With
because it's empirical evidence, it's not about theology.
Wait a minute, but where's the evidence that this couldn't have been made by people?
You'd have to look into it. It'd take you.
What can you summarize it?
Yeah, the heptatic structure. The heptatic structure it's a fancy word for 7. God's calling card is 7. It seems to be all the way through the scriptures.
Right,
I'm sure anyone with basic literacy.
How do you figure that this couldn't have been done by people?
The way that it's using words that aren't used before. There's 49 divisibles.
This is just numerical structure. People understand numerical structures.
When you do it again, it's the 49 times. So you times the 49 by 7 again.
If I could find remarkable numerical... So actually, interestingly enough, you've spoken with Muslims, yeah?
Yeah, of course I have.
So Muslims, they claim that the Quran has thousands of numerical miracles, right?
Bro, listen, I debate Muslims for years.
I have as well. But they make to me, your claim and their claim identically nonsense.
They do, but it's laughable what they're talking about.
I agree. This kind of numerological stuff is laughable.
Have you looked into the Hebrew one, so the original texts? Their examples?
I can read Hebrew. So okay, of the original texts, the original text wasn't in Hebrew for them. The Quran was not written in Hebrew.
Oh, no, forget the Quran. That's nonsense. I'm not talking about the Quran.
So to be clear, what I'm saying is, what makes your claims about the numerical miracles more reasonable than their claims about the numerical miracles?
Because when you look and pore over the evidence and you see the chances of it happening, and that it's intellectual dishonesty to say that man created this, it goes to
they say the exact same thing.
I've looked at them and I laugh. I debate them. It's nonsense.
I mean, look, I'm looking at yours. I'm looking at theirs. They seem identical. They seem identically silly.
Read what it's claiming. Just the buff. Just see what Ivan Panin's claiming. I could read it for you.
Yeah. So he claims. So Ivan Panin. This is an 18. By the way, I don't actually like is. I don't know why I can't go find Ivan Panin writing on this rather than Chuck Missler referring to it. But anyway, so we have the heptadic structure. Okay, so, obviously 7 was important to the ancient Hebrews. Sabbath was on the 7th day, the 7 years of plenty. That's all not surprising, not miraculous. It's just a number that they thought was reasonable. Now, here's a case about some miracle, I guess. One of the simplest and most provocative aspects of the biblical text is the vocabulary used. The number of vocabulary words in the passage is normally different from the total number of words in a passage. Some words are repeated. It is easy, for example, to use a vocabulary of 500 words to write an essay of 4,000 words. Okay, fine. The first 17 verses of the Gospel of Matthew are a logical unit or section which deals with a single principal subject, the genealogy of Christ. It contains 72 Greek vocabulary words in these initial 17 verses. The verse divisions are man's allocation for convenience added in the 13th century. For number of words, which are nouns, is exactly 56, or 7 times 8. Oh, you got us. 7 times 8 is 56. The Greek word the occurs most frequently in the passage, exactly 56 times, or 7 times 8. Oh, we did it again. Also, the number of different forms of the number of different forms in which the article the occurs is exactly 7. Oh no, this is impossible to do by humans. There are 2 main sections in the passage, verses 1 through 11 and 12 through 17. In the first main section, the number of Greek vocabulary words is 49, or 7 times 7. Oh, we did it again. Why not 48 or 50? Well, I mean, why not? That's a great question. Of these 49 words, the number of those beginning with the value is 28, or 7 times 4. 28 is 7 times 4, y'all. What about the number of words beginning with a consonant? Well, that's 21, which is 7 times 3. Crazy. The total number of letters in these 49 words is 266, or 7 times 38. Exactly. That's nuts. Now, this is in the first main section, but we can keep reading. Of the 49 words, the number of words which occur more than once is 35, or 7 times 5, which then means that the number of words that only occur once is also a multiple of 7. The number of words which occur only in one form is exactly 42. Okay, so we get the message, right? So what about, sure. I mean, fine. The point is like, cool. Who cares? Why? How does this mean God is involved?
At the beginning, it sounded silly.
The whole thing sounds silly.
Okay. So you have the Torah that was given to Moses on the mountain, don't you? And you have
I don't think that's true.
Skipping. No, I know you don't. But what they show in the Hebrew, every 49 letters, which is a Shemitah cycle, you have the word Torah spelled forwards. The second book, it spells Torah forwards. The fourth book, it spells Torah backwards every 49 letters. So
do you think that this is... Adam, I'm sorry. Do you think that this has ever convinced anybody?
Yeah.
Who?
Because man can't produce that book.
I don't think that this is convincing for somebody who doesn't already believe what you believe in.
No, actually, one of the young men in my city came to the faith who realised that the text was supernatural, man can't produce it, and then became a believer that way. There's many ways to skin a cat. This is why I started with you with quantum physics, asking, can you show a contradiction between the triune God and quantum physics? So it's a challenge.
Well, quantum physics doesn't seem like it has anything to do with the Trinity, but we shouldn't get off topic.
Well, I opened up on that one. I would love the audience could do it. I did open up on that one because I thought it might interest you. If
you want to go back to quantum physics, we can. So what's the claim? Is the claim that God is in a superposition of 3 different states?
Yeah. It's superposition. He knows the hairs on your head. He knows the
So you're telling me God is in a superposition of 3 different states?
No, that's entanglement, isn't it? Superpositioning is how they operate. Superposition means they can do multiple things.
No, it's not entanglement. I mean, you can have tripartite entanglement as well.
3 things connected.
You can have tripartite entanglement as well, but then that just means that you're doing partialism.
That's entanglement.
Right. But then you're just doing partialism, and partialism is a heresy.
There's one essence, three distinctions, isn't it?
Just because they're entangled doesn't mean that they're one essence.
Okay, so when you have light, do you know what a hologram is?
Yes, I know what a hologram is.
Okay, so when you break a hologram, you still have the fullness of it, even though it's split, don't you?
I have no idea what you mean by that. When you are you talking about like a physical hologram, like a glass plate?
Yeah, if I have this,
if you break it in half, you will still have half of it.
Half a foam. But when you break a hologram, you have you have the same image, just smaller. You don't lose any information.
I mean, you do lose information. You lose information of what it looks like from certain angles. You lose part of that information. That's the whole business of a hologram. I mean, the hologram encodes phase. So you can see it then from another angle by turning it, but you can't see it from that angle, right?
Then you can walk around and see the whole thing.
Right. So the point of a hologram is that it encodes directional information at every pixel. They're not really pixels, but if you cut away half of it, you no longer can view it from that side, right?
You could change your angle to view it, couldn't you?
Look, but you can't view it from that side, so you lose the information of the hologram from that side, from the side that you broke away.
That's just an angle. That's just your perception.
Yeah, that's information that you no longer have, right? If you had a
you
color hologram,
angle, the information comes back.
For example, if you have a color hologram and you paint and you have a color hologram, say, and you have like a cube. Sorry,
you're wrong on this one.
I'm giving you an example. You'll understand what I mean in a second. Let's say that you have a color hologram, which you can make. They're more complicated, but you can make them. And let's say that you have like an apple that's painted in a way that, or let's say that you paint numbers on the apple, right? So you start with 1 and then you 2 all the way around. You paint a number for every degree that you can go around the apple. So there's 360 numbers on the hologram. Now, and then or 360 numbers on the apple. Now, of course, in the hologram, you can't see the back of the apple, right? Because of course you can't. There's an apple in the way. But if the hologram's whole, then you can turn it, and you could probably see like the right side of the apple. And then if you turn it the other way, you can see the left side of the apple, right? But if you break the hologram in half, you won't be able to see the right side of the apple anymore. So you will no longer have the information of what was written on the right side of the apple. You'll only be able to see what's on the left side of the apple by turning it.
We didn't lose the information.
So why can't you see what's on the right side of the apple if you didn't lose any information?
Because your angle.
So that's information that you lost. If somebody wrote a message on the right side of the apple, you wouldn't have that information anymore.
This is a silly argument.
You're right. It's silly because you were wrong about it. It was a terrible example.
You're never wrong about something.
I'm wrong about a lot of things, just not about physics, not often.
I know that. Same. I'm just trying to find some nice common ground. Yeah, we can be wrong. What are your thoughts on prophecy? I write these things before to show that I am God. So if God is outside time, space,
prophecies that Jesus fulfilled?
Outside of time, space, and matter, what about the countries that are surrounding Israel now, that prophesied in the Bible?
I'm not too convinced that. So in order for a prophecy to be compelling to me, it would have to be specific,
on TV.
It would have to be rare, and it would have to be time gated.
Cool. So are you familiar with what the Bible says about the state of Israel and the end times and the nations that will come against it?
Which particular prophecy?
Ezekiel 38 to 39 and Psalms 83.
38 to 39, you say?
Ezekiel 38 to 39. Let me make sure. I think it is.
So, you're talking about the entire chapters, right? Like Ezekiel 38 and 39?
Yeah.
Okay.
38.
Right, sure. Okay, so which specific verses are we referring to? Because it's like,
I'm sure just by reading it, you're starting to realize Gog.
Right. I mean, like, there's Gog and Magog and all of this stuff. Persia and Cush and Put with them, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so now when did it say that this would happen? When's the specific time-gated prophecy?
Ezekiel's quite, should we take this down?
Vague, you might say?
No, God, no. No, no. The Bible builds on itself. So the prophecy
so there were 3 criteria, right? There was, it has to be specific, it has to be
correct,
rare, and it has to be time gated.
Why does it say it has to be time gated?
Otherwise, if I said that there will be war in
when
East
you
Asia.
see these things.
So if I
Okay,
said,
this-
if I said,
the end
in,
of the age.
please, I'm explaining. If I said, in the future, there will be war between China and Korea or something. If I just said that, then, and I didn't say when, then that's something that we would reasonably expect to happen eventually, right? And so if you don't put a time gate on it, then you're just basically opening it up to, oh, it could happen at any time, and there's no way for the prophecy to be proven false, right? Because if there's not a time gate, then you can't say, oh, well, it hasn't happened yet, so it didn't come true. You could just say, oh, it just hasn't happened yet. It's going to happen in the future, right? That's why they have to be time gated.
Yeah, so 2 Timothy 3 would kind of
I'm sorry, we're still on Ezekiel 38:39. So Ezekiel 38:39, is that specific?
Talking about the
is
end
it
of
rare?
the age. These are the signs pointing to Jesus Christ.
Okay, so Ezekiel 38 and 39, is it specific? Is it rare? Is it time gated?
It's specific, rare, and time gated.
Okay, so where does it talk about when it'll happen?
Just read it. Let's read it.
Can you give me a verse, because I'm not going to read the entire 2 chapters right now.
The Bible's a very big book, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying,
"Son of
man, set thy face." That the Bible.
Do you not know when it says? Why are you citing this if you don't know when it says it'll happen?
It's at the end of the age.
So when is that?
The Christians believe and the Jews believe in a 7-day week. A day is like 1,000.
Okay, so when is this supposed to happen?
The 6,000, around the 6,000, leading up to Jesus Christ's return.
Okay, so this hasn't happened yet then.
It's 2,000 years old, isn't it?
So then this hasn't happened yet.
No.
Okay,
it's happening now.
So,
to
be clear, the prophecy has not been fulfilled?
No, it's being fulfilled now. All these nations are coming against it. Let's read
I
the
thought it was
nations.
supposed to happen like 6,000 years from when it was written.
No,
is that what you just said?
That's the age of the earth. The 7,000 years.
Okay, so
how much did you know the Bible?
When is this supposed to happen? When is this supposed to happen?
Well, it's happening now, isn't it? It's demonstrable.
When is it supposed to happen? I'm not asking. Oh, it's happening now. When is it supposed to happen?
Messiah comes, just before the Messiah comes.
What year is this supposed to happen by?
The nation of Israel.
What year is this supposed to happen by?
It doesn't say.
Okay, so it doesn't give a time gate.
Should we read it? Let's.
Well, if it doesn't say that, then it's irrelevant. I don't care about vague prophecies that could just be fulfilled in the future.
It's going through all the countries that are uniting against Israel, and we've just been watching it for the past few years. We've literally watching this on the TV.
Okay, so
screen.
Is Jordan listed here? Is Iran listed here? Is Syria listed here? Lebanon, Egypt, Persia isn't Iran, by the way. They were like different nation states.
Okay. In the Bible, it's going to use the old dates, so they're timeless.
Right,
so
but Persia doesn't exist anymore.
Russia,
right? But Persia doesn't exist anymore, right?
How do you have a timeless book and send prophecy to people?
Well, you could say the people of XYZ city. You could say the people who lived in the mountain this. But Persia, as a nation, that doesn't exist anymore, right? Okay.
Should we read it and see what the audience think?
I mean, we're not going to read the whole thing on live. It mentions the land of Magog. It mentions, they can look at it. Yeah, it's 2 full chapters. We're not going to read those on live. There's Persia, Cush, and Put are mentioned. There's Gomer. There's the house of Togarmah. Are any of these real places that exist today? Yeah,
that what they were called at the time.
Okay, so they don't exist today, is what you're telling me.
The areas of them do, and it so happens that we've been watching them.
Okay, so the house of Togarmah exists today?
Yeah. Okay,
so what is the house of Togarmah? Because the house of Togarmah is not an area; it's a people group. It would be like the descendants of a house, right? So what is that people?
Let me find it. Image.
Armenians, apparently.
There you go.
Are the Armenians fighting against the like Israel?
How do you spell Togarmah?
Togarmah.
Togarmah. We could have read it by now, you know.
It's like 40 verses. And like
region of Armenia, modern day Turkey. Cool.
Are Turkey or Armenia currently at war with Israel?
Are they going against it?
No.
So the Muslim Caliphate is.
Turkey isn't the Muslim Caliphate, nor is Armenia.
Okay.
This is like, in fact, Armenia is a Christian country. Ancient Kush, by the way, is like, I guess it would be like where Sudan is now.
Yeah.
Is Sudan currently fighting against Israel?
Well, they've got the troops. It's Islamic, isn't it? It's Islam against Israel.
Oh, so now we're not talking about the specific countries. We're talking about just generally Islam.
Well, we'll look at where the countries are around. Look at where they're taught.
And by the way, not all of Sudan is Islamic.
I know there's not. There's nowhere is 100% anything.
No, I mean like there's like a big, like there's a huge like, you know, like probably genocide happening in Sudan right now between like Islamists being, you know, supported by the UAE and then non-Islamic people, right? So like what is happening? Like this has nothing to do with Israel, right? Sudan is not against Israel right now. Neither is Egypt. Egypt and Israel are allies, or at least have peace. I mean, you know, they're they probably don't have an alliance, like not a mutual. The RSF are not Islamic. Okay, I could have gotten that backwards. Hold on.
No, if you hadn't just simply read it. And then put Psalms 83, and it's amazing they're talking about a nation that didn't exist at the time, and then all these nations are coming around it, and what people say is it is the end times.
So to be clear, but none of this is happening, right? Currently, the nation state of Israel has conflicts with like Yemen and Palestine and probably Lebanon. And are any of those listed here? No.
That's just.
I guess probably Syria, although I think Syria probably has more stuff going on. And Iran. Well, they're not in active conflicts with Iran.
Why do you just type in Ezekiel 38 to 39 map prophecies, and it'll just show you.
Okay, let's do that.
Perfect. And then you can pull it up and see if we're all crazy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're looking for Ezekiel 38 and 39. Here we go.
And then Psalm 83.
Okay, here we go. So they mention Kush, which is Sudan, not in conflict with Israel. They mention Persia, which is not Iran, by the way. They mention They mention Tagarma, which is Armenia, which is not in conflict with Israel. Turkey, not in conflict with Israel. Put Libya, Algeria, not in conflict with Israel. Like none of these. What are you doing?
That's with Psalm 83. So go to Psalm 83 on the map.
Oh, so it's not just Ezekiel now?
No, it's Ezekiel. This happens later. Okay, there's a war.
So it looks like that. So to be clear, the prophecy in Ezekiel 38 has not come true.
No, but it's coming true.
Okay, so we agree that it's not true. The prophecy has not been fulfilled.
It's not fully happened yet.
Okay, so that means that the prophecy has not been fulfilled.
Not fully fulfilled. Go to Psalm 83.
What does it mean for a prophecy that has not? So the terms of the prophecy have not come true, correct?
Not fully, no.
Okay, which means that the prophecy hasn't come true.
So we're putting one in front of the other first. So you build on Psalm 83, then you go to Ezekiel 38, 39. Pull it up. Have a check.
I'm pulling up the text of Psalm 83 right now.
Psalm 83. And go to the image, because that was a lot more helpful.
Okay. Well, I want to take a look at what the text says first. So Psalm 83 mentions, making sure I'm not getting. It mentions the tents of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagrites, Byblos, Ammon, Amalek, Philistia, with the people of Tyre. Even Assyria has joined them to reinforce Lot's descendants. Do to them as you did to Midian, as you did to Sisera. Okay, so actually, is this even a prophecy?
The Psalms are prophetic.
A prophecy has to be about the future, right? And this is not written in the future tense. This is not about the future.
How well do you know your Bible?
I'm sorry? How well do I know it? I mean, I've read it before, like 2 or 3 times over the course of my life. The Hebrew Bible, anyway.
2 times?
Yeah. I went to Hebrew school for a while. You know, you go over these things. But like, this is not about the future, right? There's nothing in future tense here. In fact, it's written in the past tense.
We're frozen.
Partially, anyway. But we can go look at the map if you want. We can see what it says. Okay, here's a map. Just for you. So here we have a map, right? So here we have Philistia. Yeah, definitely some stuff going on in Philistia. And then we have Hagrites, Ammon, Moab, Amalek, Edom, Ishmaelites, Gebal, Tyre. So, and then Assyria, for some reason. Assyria is not at war with Israel. Neither is Jordan, for that matter. Jordan would be the Hagrites, Ammon, and Moab. Neither is Amalek. Amalek, that is currently part of the nation state of Israel. Here we have the Ishmaelites, which would be Edom, and the Edom and the Ishmaelites would be like, I guess, like Saudi Arabia, probably. They're not at war with Israel either. So like, yeah, they got like Tyre and Philistia correct. And like maybe Ammon, if that's where the West Bank is, although it's kind of hard to see because it's not really zoomed in very much. But yeah, like this is just not really accurate. Like these peoples aren't all at war with Israel either. So like, look, it seems like neither of the prophecies have come true. In fact, I don't even think that the Psalms is a prophecy because it's not written in a future tense. So I don't know, man. Like, this just doesn't seem like it's a win for you. Oh, he's having connection issues, it looks like. All right, he's having some connection issues. I think that that's probably a good place to end it anyway.